I have a funny story for you. So on Saturday, we bought 6 baby chicks, and after doing some more research, we had found that sometimes all the chicks might not make it into adulthood, and it's very hard to introduce younger chicks or new chicks in with the older chicks. So we had decided, in case something happens to our baby chicks, or a couple of them by nature, that we would go buy a couple more chicks today. So we go to Tractor Supply, and Joe says, we already have 6, let's only get 4 more. So we have 10. So, me, I was like, oh, I want a dozen, but I was like, okay. So I tell the lady, let's get, they had leghorns and astrolops. I think that's how you say it. So I told her I want 2 of each. Well, we have 5 people in our family, so I didn't want anyone to feel left out by only getting 4 new ones. So I was like, oh, give me 1 more of the astrolops. Well, there was only 4 chicks in the astrolot brooder. So we leave, and we're driving home, and I didn't even think about it until we were driving home, and I say to Joe, I was like, oh, I feel kind of bad because we left only 1 chicken with the astrolots, the leghorns. There was like 50 of them. And he was like, why didn't you grab the other chicken? Why didn't you tell me you want that one? And I was just like, well, you said you only wanted 4, and I'm already getting another one. And I was just like, whatever, I didn't think nothing of it. Like I said, until we were driving home, then I kind of felt guilty that we left this poor little chick by itself. So whatever, we go home. We're home for about 2 hours. So during this time, I'm reading all about the astrolops, and I'm reading all about the leghorns, so I know how to care for them. And I come to this form, and it had asked, do chickens know if another chicken dies? And it had said that the flock, if a chicken dies, the flock will get depressed. And then it had said that if a chicken ends up in solitude, it gets depressed. So then my big heart looks at Joe, and I'm like, but Joe, we left 1 chick by itself. It's going to get depressed. So Joe tells me, well, we'll run up to Tractor Supply tomorrow and we'll pick it up. And I'm like, I mean, 1, is it going to be there? 2, if it legit gets depressed, it might get sick, right? And natural selection is going to take its course. Or, Joe had brought up the point, are you really going to buy the 1 oddball chicken that's there? If there's 50 leghorns and 1 astrolop, are you really going to buy that one? Maybe you might think something's wrong with it or whatever. And it's our fault because we just didn't take it all. So then Joe's big heart calls Tractor Supply, and Tractor Supply says to him, yeah, we still just have 1 astrolop. Why didn't you take them? And Joe is just like, long story short, tells him pretty much what happens. Tractor Supply's in Richmond, which isn't very far from us, but it's about 35 minutes. So we asked Tractor Supply to hold the little chick, and we drive all the way to Richmond, pick up this little chick to bring it back home. Everybody, I would like you to meet KW. Can you see them? We were going to name them. Now, they're all girls, so we didn't want to name. We're trying not to name them boy names, but Joe thought Kevin was convenient because of Home Alone. This poor little chick was home alone. And we thought, well, Kevin's kind of a boy's name. And then we thought of the movie Free Willy because, this little chick, not only was he left home alone, but now we freed this chick and he's with us. So we're going to name him Kevin Willie. KW for short. Now we have a dozen chickens. I think I have an addiction to chicks.